Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ultimate Racing League's Porsche versus Ferrari Championship here from Daytona in Florida. I am your host, Panic at the Tesco, and we're here for the second of two races here at Daytona this weekend here with League 2. Now, I'm just going to say before I do the grid walk, if you haven't watched the first race, make sure it is the race that you watch. If you only watch one race this season, go watch it. It's in the link below. And if you only watch two races this season, watch that race twice and then watch this one afterwards. Okay? Watch it all the way to the end. It was very close. One of the best races I have ever commentated on. Anyway, without further ado, we are going to get our grid walk underway. So,
bringing up the front of the grid, it is Pudding Flaps. I'll let you guess what kind of pudding. Then it is Stealth in his Tunnux Caramel number 55 Porsche, followed by the number 23 Skechers Ferrari of Lavillion. And then we go to a guy who had a bit of a disaster in that race. It is IQ CW4 with a bit of a race to forget in his Porsche, followed by another guy who had a race to forget. It is Rufus in the number 10 Ferrari. Then in our mid-pack, it is our Greek Paris, and then Shushu. It was going so well for Shushu, and he had a bit of an accident. Vane is the next one, followed by Mighty Kid in the 91 Jägermeister. Then it's our championship leader, Carlsberg. He had a brilliant battle in that race, but threw away victory right at the end to this guy. It is Hoyland, bringing about his first win of the season. Everyone give a round of applause. That is your grid. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
and the lights come on. It is 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. How long are we going to be waiting? Not long. The lights are out, and Pudding Flaps gets a great start, a slow start from Lavillion in the background there, and Stealth takes second place from IQCW4 as they head down into turn 1 for the first time. Are we going to get around cleanly? Let's see what happens. Stealth goes to the outside, IQ to the inside. I think Lavillion out wide there in the background, and there's a car spinning. It is Mighty Kid has span on the first corner, and already our first casualty there. And is there another car going off there? There is. Hoyland's only made it to turn 2, unfortunately, and he's spun it right around and got teleported for driving on the grass. It is illegal to drive on the grass in America. Let's see then what has happened up at the front. So it is Pudding Flaps leading from Stealth from IQCW4. IQ having a look here at Stealth though. Don't think he's going to be able to pass as we go onto the bowl, but he just needs to line that car up nicely to get in the slipstream. And he's a little bit out wide actually, losing ground here, and this promotes Shushu actually. Shushu up into 4th place. I think Rufus also running wide onto the banking there. Sparks flying from Lavillion's car there. Look at that. I wonder what ride height he's running. Not that you can change the ride height here. These are to balance the performance spec. As we enter the bus stop for the first time, are we all going to make it round? It looks like, oh, Shushu, I spoke too soon. Shushu gets a massive rear end slide on and loses all of those positions. So 3 casualties before we've even reached the end of the first lap. And it's such a shame. We saw such a high standard in the last race, but the guys have sort of slipped back into some of the old habits here, I'm afraid. To finish first you must finish. As 3 of our competitors have found out already. As Stealth now having a quick look around the outside of Pudding, but he's never going to make it stick, not unless you've got the car up the inside. And he doesn't have a car up the inside going into turn 1. IQ then defending from Rufus here. Rufus looks like he's going to the outside, but IQ's got him covered on the outside. Oh, look at that. IQ being very careful with the throttle pedal. I've seen that from him before as well. He's a one-man traction control, is IQ, and very well played. Got a good exit there and maintained that position in front of Rufus. Now Rufus going out wide. He's not quite got the cutback. He's not got on the power that early there. could have been right on the back of IQ here, but he's just going to have to settle and see what he can do as we enter into the famous Daytona banking. And this is where the cars can really get close to each other, as the slipstream here is worth more than a second per lap. If you can be within 1 second of the car in front, you will gain that time just with the aerodynamic effect that it has. Let's see what's happening down the field. So Hoyland recovering into 9th place after those accidents up at the front. Vane just following behind Perez here on the medium tyres, then Lebillion on the softs. Carlsberg having a good start, actually on the medium tyres and holding ground in 5th place. And I dare say we haven't seen the last accident yet. Meanwhile, an attack here from Stealth. He's on the outside though, and it's very easy to defend turn 1 here. One of the easiest corners to defend, because you just stay on the inside like Pudding Flaps is doing, and the other guy has to drive a good 100 meters further because of the way circles work. They're very complex, these circles are, and yes, I think Pudding Flaps understood that very well. As Rufus then having another look at IQ here. He's on the attack, isn't he? They are both on the racing softs. Rufus had a race to forget last time out. Too many mistakes again from Rufus, but he's making amends for it this time round. So is IQ as well, I must say. IQ had a disastrous race last time out, and very uncharacteristic of him. So I think he's got his head back on the right way around now, and let's hope that they don't have any problems as he gets in that slipstream of Stealth. Looking at the back of Stealth's car, he's probably never had a Tunnux bar, has he, IQ? I'm trying to remember what chocolates the Swedish have. I can only remember Norwegian ones, so I'm not going to say anything. Let's not cause offence. But Rufus then following behind. Oh, closing up on the brakes. Very nice there, Rufus. Just having to get out of it on the second apex, but carrying lots of exit speed, getting back in that slipstream again, and a very consistent lap time here as well, within a 1/10 of a second of his previous lap. So Rufus is fired up tonight, isn't he? He's regrouped, and I wouldn't want to say which of these two guys is going to come off best, but he's going to have a good go here into turn 1. He's got the inside. IQ making it easy for him though. IQ just needed to pull to the inside, and Rufus wouldn't be able to do this move. And there we go. Rufus manages to get his car up the inside, and into 3rd place he goes. Let's see what's happening further down the grid. So Vane leads from Perez. That is the battle of the medium tyres there. Lebillion has fallen back just a little bit, but he's still got quite a gap back to Hoyland, who is recovering. Oh, actually, so we've got a change of position, or almost a change of position, as Rufus nearly got passed by IQ. He must have had a bad exit to the first hairpin. We didn't see it on camera, we was too busy recapping, but he almost managed to get that place back. Look at that Tesco sponsor on there. I can see 2 Tesco's on the screen at the moment. That red car of Carlsberg as well, proudly sponsored by Tesco, and he's even got Panic at the Tesco on there. So he gets a shout out. There you go. Our other Panic at the Tesco car is not here tonight. That is Tiddy Milk. He's having internet problems apparently. So yeah. Oh, and bigger problems though for Rufus. He's not having internet problems. He's having driving problems. He appears to have turned right into a left-hander there, a schoolboy error. Let's see what he does. So he is using the full track limits this time round, fully to the right. But oh, he's just 100 meters too late on the brakes there. 100 meters too late. That is quite a long distance to travel to 150 miles an hour. The braking point for that corner is the lighting gantry. There is a yellow light, and he was braking actually at the 50 meter board, which is sort of open Formula territory, not GT3 territory. Anyway, that frees up the space in front of IQ, and takes Rufus down into 6th place. Now he has got damage as well. I can see it's just recovered. Does this give Paris an opportunity? It doesn't. Rufus has got the gap there as Vane gets it all wrong though into turn 1. So Vane was just about wide. Oh, Rufus is off again. It's twice in 2 corners. What has he done this time though? He's getting all of the coverage tonight. We're going to have to watch this again. What was I saying at this stage? I was looking at Vane, wasn't I? I shouldn't have taken my eyes off Rufus for 1 second. What's he do? What's he do? Oh, he's just clipped the tyre barrier on the inside. That tyre barrier is a few pixels wider than it looks because Gran Turismo doesn't know that tyres are round. Those tyres are actually secretly square. And he's just found out that the hard way. The famous invisible wall has been hit. Meanwhile, it's still a 3-car battle, soon to become 4-car battle for the lead. It is Stealth versus Pudding, Scotland versus, I actually don't know where Pudding's from, Earth, let's just say. I'm pretty safe with that bet, aren't I? And Stealth setting a very respectable sector time there as well, within a 10th of his personal best, even though the tyres are starting to go off at this stage. We are on lap 5. The tyres really only last sort of 6 laps around here before you need to switch to medium compound. IQ not doing anything silly into the bus stop, not turning right into a left-hander, not mowing the grass, just trying to get a smooth exit and tee up Stealth. Now the thing is, we've seen Stealth defending to the left, and I'm sure he'll do the same, and he's also in the slipstream here of Pudding, so it will be amazing if IQ manages to get a move from here, but he is gaining a lot now. Look at this. That slipstream is coming on strong. It's Porsche versus Porsche, and oh, Stealth has forgotten how circles work. He's forgotten. He's let IQ have that very easily, it must be said. That move was never going to happen unless Stealth pulled to the left, and he pulled to the left. So it's IQ up into 2nd place now, and he'll be looking at the back of Pudding. Oh, Pudding's gone wide. He's going to have a poor exit here. He runs his car out to the outside of the track, and that's the only thing he can do. But IQ technically has the lead here, but remember, circles, he's on the inside, and IQ has to go the long way round and back down into 2nd place. So he briefly led the race, but only for about half a second. He's going to have another shot here though. Is he going to just sweep in from the outside to the inside? Because Pudding was defending thin air there, I'm afraid. There was never going to be an overtake there, so no need to take the narrow line. It's only going to make you slower onto the bowl, and that's exactly what it's done. He is slow onto the bowl, but IQ is actually too close to him here to be able to use the slipstream, and he's in the wrong part of the track here. You're not going to go around the outside of the bus stop. I went round the outside of a bus stop once and met a fit girl, but that was another time. We'll talk about that after the race as IQ pulls in and has to follow Pudding just a bit longer, and Stealth now getting the better exit. So Stealth is going to pay his regards as he follows IQ. I think he's going to have a sneaky wee one. I don't know what part of Scotland Stealth's from actually, even though I've met him. But he's having a wee one, isn't he? I don't know if that's a phrase or not, but he's been shown the outside by IQ. Now, oh, IQ has got it all wrong though. He's missed the apex. Oh, and meanwhile, Pudding Flap has a big flap of his own. He has indeed found his flaps there and gone around. Stealth now takes the lead through all of that, through IQ getting it all wrong. Carlsberg just pinched to the inside. Now, oh, what an exit from IQ. He manages to get a brilliant exit off the corner, leads the way again. Finally, he has the lead of the race. Now, anything can happen, and it almost certainly will. I have given up trying to figure out who's going to win these races tonight at Daytona. It is just a lottery. So let's see, can he make it hold as he gets onto the bowl? Oh, he got a massive amount of oversteer there. I've never seen a Porsche oversteering before. He's invented something new there. How do you make a rear-engined car with all of the weight at the rear get its back end out? Well, he's found a way, and it has cost him, and we've got a traffic jam now as Carlsberg gets himself up into second place. Now, someone's going to die here. Let's call an ambulance already. And you know what they touch? They kiss each other and hold hands, but nothing more than that, just a quick kiss, and they all survive. Somehow Stealth still leads IQ in second. Carlsberg falling back a little bit now, though, as IQ's now got another run on Stealth. And is he going to have a go up the inside into turn one? Oh, he's taken a very low line. He's going into the pit lane. He's decided, you know what, you guys are psychopaths. I'm not going to drive with you any longer. I'm going to put some new tyres on and get out of this battle. I think that's the safest thing he could have done, because I guarantee you that if these two keep fighting like they have been doing, look at the lap times, a 149, a 151. These are not fast times. These two are knocking the 7 daylights out of each other. All three of them were, and it was costing them several seconds a lap. So you know what, I think that was a shrewd move there from IQ, a high IQ move. Hey, you see what I did there? As Stealth now, though, isn't defending at all, and he's picked up the pace. He's actually 2/10 faster than his previous best. IQ has forgot to put fuel in. He's forgot to put any fuel in the car. Oh my gosh. And we've seen it happen so many times in League 2. I don't understand. I don't understand, but he's got no fuel on board. Now, the only thing he can do here, I would say, is make a pit stop and go and put the soft tyres back on, because then he can at least recover on the soft tyres. But Stealth won't know this. He won't have a clue. He'll just be thinking, oh crap, I gotta push. By the way, Hoyland pits. I thought that was a rage pit for a second, but no, he's actually putting fuel in. And yep, so he's quite a long way behind. Looks like he's got a mountain to climb, but he will gain places when everyone else pits, or randomly drives right into a left-hand corner, as we seem to see is all the rage right now. Lebillion has got a massive slide on there as well. Look at that rear right tyre. That rear right tyre is doing all of that sliding. It's not Lebillion's driving, it is just the state of the car. As Stealth now pits. Carlsberg is in a great position here, actually, because he's actually on the racing mediums as well. So at this stage in the race, these will probably be the fastest laps that we see. He's on low fuel with enough tyre life left. It is hammer time for Carlsberg. Will he get hammered? Let's find out. Perez takes second place, one of the other medium runners. He will lose some places when he pits, though, and it is just all action on pit road as we take a look at that Tunnocks caramel car. Oh god, it makes me hungry. I want to go around to the petrol station now and have myself a Tunnocks. I don't think they even sell them down at Londis, but anyway, we need to get to Tesco, don't we? As Carlsberg makes his way round, he's got a bit of silence here, a bit of quiet, peace and quiet. Let's have a look at his sector time as he crosses onto the bowl. 8/10 down off his personal best, but his tyres will probably be slightly worn, so it just shows that I'm talking nonsense about the pace of the car, because he's 8/10 off his best. I said he'd be flying. There's Stealth coming out in third place. Vane has got his pit stop over and done with as well, so he is actually possibly a net third place out of all of this. As we see, IQ has now gone and put some fuel in the car, and actually it puts him, oh, he's not actually as near to Hoyland as I thought. I thought Hoyland would be right there, but Hoyland's still some way back. Now Hoyland can still race for fastest lap. Rufus is having I think a Rufus weekend here, having great pace but absolutely no consistency, unfortunately. Sorry, it sounds harsh, but I think I think Rufus definitely has to work on his concentration. He makes too many mistakes. Now, is Carlsberg going to remember to put fuel in? I should bloody hope so. He's got a big flashing red light saying that he's got none. So let's find out though, because I think maybe some of these guys have been on the Carlsberg, if you get what I mean. Let's take a look at that livery whilst he pits. Some good sponsors on there, especially the one on the roof. But yeah, I quite like that car actually. Not often I see a matte red car. And you know, that pit stop didn't take too long either. I managed to keep the conversation going, didn't I? Well, maybe I put you all to sleep with my boring commentary, but let's hope not, eh? As Stealth is some distance behind Carlsberg now, and he's got another mountain to climb. Lots of mountains tonight, isn't there? Suspicious number of mountains to climb, because that's 2 that we've counted now. He's on the mediums, though won't be as fast as the softs. So I think Carlsberg has got the net lead of this race. This one ain't going to be close unless he does something stupid. Now the question is, can Vane catch Stealth? He is on the soft tyres. Stealth with a lot more fuel. We're seeing so much variability in the fuel here. Some people just don't try to calculate it and put in the maximum. Some people just don't bother putting any in. IQ. But other people are just, look, random amounts. You know, it's not the same in League One. Trust me, in League One, at this stage in the race, everyone has to the litre the same amount of fuel. Because they've all got their calculations absolutely nailed. So there's another place there. I think League 2 can definitely take some inspiration from League 1. Just working out the exact amount of fuel. I think IQ's got it spot on, looking at it, just taking a guess. Mighty Kid probably knows what he's doing. He's got less fuel, but maybe he's just prepared to short shift a little bit. As Perez becomes the last person to pit, he's managed to go the longest on his fuel, and he did seem like he was saving a little bit of fuel as well. Checking out his livery, he's finally got a livery, has Perez. He was running around in a stock livery for quite a while, and he's decided to impersonate Max Verstappen, which certainly explains some of his driving last weekend, but he's been keeping it much cleaner this weekend. There is Carlsberg's commanding lead. He's not got the fastest lap though, so he's still not got maximum points. That goes back to IQ, who set it on lap 5 on the softs. Not much chance that IQ would be able to beat it again on the mediums, not unless he puts in a League 1-esque lap on those mediums. Because I think the League 1 boys can do 147.5s on the mediums. And I'll tell you, by the way, where the lap time will be lost for the League 2 guys. It will be the bus stop chicane. It is all about balancing that very light rear end through the bus stop. I recommend putting your brake bias all the way to the back, just so that when you brake you can maintain the stability on the rear end through the bus stop. Let's have a look as Perez takes the bus stop. Nice line there. That's actually pretty nice. That was a joy to watch. And hooking up all of the apexes on the power in between the 2 apexes, and using all of the yellow rumble strip and nothing more. And yes, that has given him a great run here on Stealth. He is, I'd say, favourite for second place if he can keep up this kind of pace. He's not doing much to slipstream Stealth here, must be said. He decided to at the end. Let's see his braking into turn 1. And that is decent, I think. He could have rolled the car a little bit earlier and got the car a little bit tighter to that wall of death on the inside. Let's comment through turn 2. He's a bit early on the brakes and made the turn just a bit narrower than it needed to be there. A 6 out of 10, I would say. But I've been told I should stop giving people scores for different corners, so I'll stop doing it. Obviously I give myself 10 out of 10 every time, every corner, every lap. It's just 10 out of 10 for me, you know. And you know what? Shushu had that mistake on the first lap, but he's got his head down here, and he's been making a bit of a comeback. This, I think, Mr. Hoyland, here's a example of a guy who has made mistakes, but he has atoned for them and got back going again, and he's actually having a solid race here. He's not really going to catch 4th place unless he finds a shortcut, but it's a good damage limitation. You should never really get yourself into a damage limitation state, to be honest. You know, you shouldn't be after the first lap thinking, well, my evening's ruined. Now this is how not to take the bus stop. You saw there. Let's just go back and just make an example out of Mighty Kid. I'm sure he won't mind. Let's comment on this in slow motion, actually. So it could be a quarter of a car to the right there. His braking is actually on the right marker, which is the gantry up there. But, so he's too heavy on the brakes. And look at the angle. He's too far to the left here. So look at the... I wanted the camera to be slightly different there. Look at the tarmac to the right here. He needs to be on this... I'm pointing at the screen and I realise you can't see me pointing. He needs to be on the dark part of the tarmac there. That is the racing line. So now what this is going to do, it's going to pick up some understeer. Right, and now look at where he's pointing. He's pointing at that lamppost in the distance. He's going to get a huge amount of steering lock on now and hold it, which is exactly what he's done. Right, he's using the throttle to account for it, but for a brief moment he was pointing towards that lamppost. And all of that has just compromised him getting on the accelerator. So, you have been made an example of, somewhat unfairly, but you know what? I needed something to talk about because the racing... I was about to say the racing isn't so close. Let's get back to the racing because Perez is getting a move on Stealth. How did that happen, actually? He came from quite far back and I was talking nonsense all this time. Stealth just doesn't defend. Again, circles, my friend. He's just given him the shorter line there. Now he's got to get it stopped. Oh, he notices he's about to hit the tyres and he turns away right at the last minute. Gives Stealth a face full of exhaust fumes. Stealth isn't going to let this go. He's going to try around the outside. It's gone a little bit wrong. He got all wobbly there and had to get out of it. Has this put Vane in touch with him? It has, but Vane's tyres are rapidly going. In fact, Vane losing 1.5 seconds in the first sector, so he must have had an adventure somewhere. Must have got turn 1 wrong. Look at him fighting the rear of the car there. You can see it is the right rear that lets the cars down at this track, and especially through the bus stop. That is not going to be a fun car to drive. I'm going to stay with him just to see how painful it is. He's dropped another second here to his personal best, which was only 2 laps ago. So I think this is a mixture of driving and tyres that are gone. It looks like he might also be fuel saving as well. I don't know why, because we've only got 1 lap left. Let's just watch him. So nice and steady, actually. Not trusting the car there, was he? He just wasn't trusting the car, and probably the right thing to do, though. Just consolidating the position. As we see Shushu going extremely slowly. Has he been off as well? Let's just watch. Grazing the barrier there. Whoa! And has he saved it? He has saved it. What a save! That was a brown pants moment there for Shushu, but he has managed to save the car. Now, Mighty Kid has a problem here. He is going to run out of fuel. Is he hitting IQ as well? IQ probably won't know that he's not got any fuel in that car. As Lebillion makes it a threesome as we go into turn 1. I think IQ should be able to get at least one of them here if he places his car well. Yep, he does. And I think that is out of fuel for Mighty Kid as well. Either that or he's just made a mistake, hasn't he? Let's just go back and watch. So he's got the outside. Oh, he goes onto the concrete and just spins it around. Now he's got to somehow bring that car home on fumes. Everyone else has actually overcompensated and got too much fuel. IQ with a fantastic drive to say that he made an extra pit stop. Maybe he just wanted to come into the pits for a drink. Maybe he saw a nice big gulp, as they drink in America. If you've ever been to America, you'll have seen those big gulp cups that they have. Maybe he saw one of those and thought, oh, I fancy one of those, and he stopped for that. So he has got 6th place out of this, as we expected though. Carlsberg has checked out. Is he going to repeat the mistakes of the last race? No, it will have been going through his head, I bet you, thinking, I better not screw this one up this time. As Paris then, very low on fuel for Paris actually. I think he'll be okay, but look at him, he's short shifting. He knows that fuel tank is empty as they come. He's going to return that car the same way I return a rental car, absolutely empty and bashed up as hell. Here we go, he comes to the line. It is 2nd place for him, 3rd place for Stealth, 4th place for Vane, and then Shushu in 5th place. IQ is in 6th, but look, Billions having a look here. It is nose to tail, and he just gets him at the death. As Pudding brings it home in 8th place. Then we've got Hoyland in 9th place. Rufus didn't actually make the final lap, but maybe this time at least he's not decided to start driving around the track backwards. So there you go. It wasn't quite the photo finish of the last race we had, but it was still a fun one. So I still deserve at least a like, and a comment down in the comments section saying "Panic at the Tesco, you are amazing." That doesn't win you anything. It just inflates my ego slightly. We will be back for the season finale next week. And I think I might do that one live as well, because I am going on holiday shortly after. So, we will be back probably live with the next one. I hope to see you then. Later everyone, and good night.